Hi, good morning. Welcome to Woohoo Wednesday. This week's question is, I'm going to just read it, make sure I say it correctly. Why do I feel lonely all the time, even though I'm surrounded by good people who care about me and who I connect with deeply? So this is a really great question that actually speaks to my heart very much. And I want to first say that these pep talks are not therapy, and it's not a diagnosis. It's not a private session, so I can't dig in deep. I usually like to call it the spiritual archaeology, where we kind of go deep in, dig in with you, and really look at the roots of why you might be experiencing something. And the questions I get each week are kind of experiential, existential life questions. So those are the things that I love to work with. So loneliness, that's been a huge thread in my life up till a certain year. And in your case, I don't know the exact cause, but we can look at least the spiritual causes of loneliness. What I've discovered is that often, if you feel lonely, even when you're surrounded by really good loving people that you feel like you have a deep connection with, then the loneliness comes from a more deeper existential crisis. And that existential crisis is the feeling of being, having been either abandoned or betrayed by the universe. So if at some early age, and starts before your loneliness was ever felt, you felt like the universe didn't want you here, or that you didn't belong here. So that even when you meet good people, even when you have great friends and loving people all around you and you feel the connection, you can't trust it. Sorry, the connection just dropped. I'm on a wireless that seems to be unstable sometimes. So I was talking about how if you still feel lonely, even though you have wonderful people around you all the time that you have a deep connection with, then it is a deeper existential situation. And the existential is always around your place in this universe and your connection to the God or to the nature or to the universe, and how you feel it treats you, or how you feel it feels about you, or it's a statement about your relationship with the greater cosmos. So if you feel lonely, then that means that you don't feel safe, or you don't feel wanted, or you don't feel really like you belong in this universe. And so that's why even when there's good humans around, it does, the connection, there's a break in the connection. And so when I was feeling extremely lonely, my first deep loneliness came in childhood because I had almost no friends. So my reasoning was, well, the humans don't like me and don't want me, so of course I'm lonely. And the loneliness made sense for a long, long time. And then I had my first long-term partner, and he was wonderful, and he loved me with all his heart. And still, I realized I was still utterly lonely. And I remember crying in my bed, wondering, how could I be lonely when I have this wonderful human being that loves me? He loves me so much. How could I feel so lonely? And that's when I had to go deeper and realize it's not because I don't have a human being that loves me. It's because I don't feel loved by God or the universe. And that came from my early experiences. When humans, act certain ways, we interpret them so personally, and then we actually look at how they treat us as a sign of what the universe wants to do with us. So if we weren't fully belonging or really wanted in our early years, or if we didn't feel our parents loved us, or we didn't have friends, then we look at that as, oh, this is how the universe feels about me, and then we never fully trust humanity or the universe again. So that is the basis of the existential angst. And how do you recover from that? How do you develop trust in the universe, that you won't be betrayed, that you won't be abandoned, that you actually are loved and wanted here? And I would say that it's not about having more information and more knowledge. It's about having more deep experiences in your body where you really breathe it in. And I can compare it to when I didn't feel safe in this universe because of many different reasons, but one of them was I felt threatened by insects. actually felt terrified of insects and had insect phobia. And so you could tell me everything about insects, about how they're not harmful to me, how they're actually good for the planet. You could feed me more facts about why it's safe. And it never worked. It's an irrational fear. It's an irrational belief. So how do you overcome irrational beliefs, especially around loneliness? Well, you need to really feel love. You need to be around specific people that might be able to be a conduit and really translate that truth to you, not through more facts and more knowledge, but by sheer feeling and emotion. And so there are people that you will find that have that ability to, conduct that truth to you. And some friends might be able to do that. And it's not about letting other people teach you that. It's about just witnessing it and making a conscious effort to be fully present with this energy. And that's what I did around insects, is like I fully channeled what it is to be safe in this world and to be fully present in the moment. And then that started to go into all these different areas of my life. So if loneliness is one issue of existential angst, and it's just one symptom, there might be other symptoms. And to really feel what it is to be connected, you need to be extremely present with it when it's happening. So next time you're with a really good friend, the people that you care about, the people you feel a deep connection with, breathe very, very deeply, be very present with them, and really soak in the love, and realize that deep down there is a part of you that hasn't been able to fully accept this. And to practice receiving, practice accepting, and practice believing fully that this love is real. And that your journey is not about necessarily acquiring more people in your life or more facts, but to really be with the fact that is with you in this moment, which is you are surrounded by love, and that you will never be truly alone, because there's always someone with enough love. And the love is not through a human being, but the love is that everyone carries this. So how could you ever be lonely again? And then that's how I healed my loneliness, is to realize that, it's not in my parents, it's not in that partner that I had, it's not in my siblings, it's not in specific people, it's in everybody. This love is there in everybody. So I can walk the planet now and know that whoever I bump into carries this love. Every tree carries this love. Every animal carries this love. And we just need to be able to feel it, finally feel it, so that we don't carry loneliness with us everywhere we go, or that we feel it's attached to a certain person. That's another danger that we can get into, is to attach that love to a certain person, so that everything depends on their existence, everything depends on how they treat us. And so we don't want to lose them, and we don't want them to change how they feel about us, because we have put everything into them. Love is belonging to them, and it doesn't. It belongs to this whole universe. I hope that this helps a little bit. It is a very deep question. In fact, it's such a deep, big one in my own life that there's a tentative essay or book that I'd like to write, and I used to call it "What Happened to the Loneliest Girl on the Planet." I'm going to think about how to bring this topic to a deeper level, and hopefully help more people who are dealing with extreme loneliness. And usually it's the worst kind, is when you realize that you do have great friends, and that you have family, and you have community in your life. That's when it hurts the most, is when you still feel lonely. And that existential level is what you need to look at, is your relationship with the universe, with God, with whatever greater force of love that you need to really look at in this existence. So if you have more questions or comments, please leave them on this thread. Also, you can private message me on Facebook. Every Wednesday at 11, I spend some minutes giving a little pep talk. Again, it's not therapy, diagnosis, or a comprehensive guide to a topic. It's just a piece of insight or inspiration that will hopefully help you with your day or your week. I hope this has helped, and I'm sending you love from Trout Lake.